Record to the cloud. It is recording. Hi, everybody. Right now and in the future, whenever you're watching this, Miscreant Theatre Collective doing our Zoom reading series of various plays that are all terrific, wonderful, depending on how you feel about them personally. I'm Doron. I'm a member of this collective. Today, we will be reading a play titled The Flick, which was written by Annie Baker. And it premiered in 2013, and there's some other names for this play, which is Naked and the Dead, A Few Good Men, War of the Worlds, Biodome, The Usual Suspects, The Whole 9 Yards, The Whole 10 Yards, The Fifth Element, Crossroads, Mannequin, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Cliffhanger, Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, Back to the Future, Parts 1 through 3, Jules and Jim, Avatar, Pulp Fiction, $1 Million Baby, Tree of Life, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Aviator, Rushmore, Django Unchained, No Country for Old Men, A Serious Man, Fargo, Wizard of Oz, Pierrot Le Fou, Barry Lyndon, Honeymoon in Vegas, Goodfellas, Boogie Nights, Mulholland Drive, The Wild Bunch, Four Nights of a Dreamer, and the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, like I said, I'm a member of the collective. I'm just doing this intro, and after I'm done speaking, we'll go through, everybody will introduce themselves, what characters they're reading for, and then whenever Tom is ready, he can start off those awesome stage directions.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm a member of the collective, and I'm reading for Sam.
Hi, I'm Anneliese. I am here, and I'm reading for Rose.
Hi, I'm Tameca L Coleman, and I'm reading as Avery.
I am Gabrielle Mann, and I am reading as Skylar / the Dreaming Man.
I am Thomas, and I'm going to be reading stage directions. And that's everybody? All right. I'm going to go ahead and start. Act 1, Scene 1. The door at the back of the movie theater is thrown open. Sam peeks his head in, looks around, and then closes the door. A second later, the door opens again, and Sam drags in a large trash can that he uses to keep the door propped open. Then he exits again and re-enters the theater carrying a push broom and dustpan. Avery follows in, carrying a push broom and dustpan of his own.
We call this the walkthrough. And it's pretty simple. You just
Avery watches Sam walks down the last row of seats with his broom, sweeping up popcorn kernels, etc., pushing them into the dustpan. When Sam finishes the last row and moves into the second to last row, Avery awkwardly begins sweeping the last row on his side of the aisle. They continue this way. Sam always one row ahead of Avery, each on his own side of the aisle. Avery is trying to figure out the best way to sweep. It's harder than it looks. In the third to the last row, Avery encounters something we cannot see on the floor. He frowns with distaste, then bends over and gingerly picks up a Subway sandwich wrapper, shredded lettuce floated to the ground. Sam looks over, stops what he's doing, and watches Avery without offering any suggestions. Avery walks up the aisle, throws the Subway wrapper in the large trash can along with the contents of his dustpan, then walks back and goes back to sweeping. For some reason, it's not working. The tiny piece of lettuce we can't see are sticking to the ground. Sam is still watching him. After a while,
yeah, with the little pieces of lettuce, you kind of have to...
Avery interrupts him by bending down to pick up the pieces of lettuce off the floor. He mostly disappears from view. Sam watches, then goes back to sweeping. He's about 3 rows ahead of Avery when Avery finishes picking up the tiny pieces of lettuce. Cradling them in his palm, Avery walks up to the aisle again to the trash can and shakes his palm into it. Then he goes back to sweeping after moving on to the next aisle.
What do you do about spilled soda?
We do one big mop at the end of the night.
Avery nods. They go back to sweeping.
What if people are still here?
Like,
Have you ever had anyone like just sit here and refuse to?
sometimes people stay until the end of the credits, but then they go. And they'll get the message when you start sweeping.
Avery goes back to sweeping.
Roberto once told me the one time this couple was like having sex, like fully fucking on the seats when he came in.
Whoa.
But he just ignored them and like went about his business.
They continue sweeping.
Who's Roberto?
Oh, he doesn't work here anymore. He joined the Marines.
And who is the guy with the big?
That was Brian. Sundays and Mondays is Brian and Rebecca, but you'll never meet them because you'll never work Sundays and Mondays.
Avery nods, a little uncomfortable. They go back to sweeping. They're almost done. Sam is in the second row and Avery is in the fourth row. When Sam finishes, he just watches Avery.
Did Steve tell you about the soda machines?
Like
How to clean them? About the seltzer?
no.
You got to soak the spouts in seltzer overnight.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll show you in a minute.
About 10 more seconds, then Avery finishes sweeping. They head up the aisle together and dump their dustpans in the trash can. Then Sam takes the trash can and starts rolling it out the door. They are almost at the door when Sam says,
So you're into movies?
What? I mean, yeah, I love movies.
and they're gone. The door swings behind them. Blackout. Scene 2. Sam is alone in the middle of the theater, sweeping. After a few seconds, Avery runs in, fastening his name tag pin and holding his broom.
Hey,
Hi, Avery.
sorry, I'm.
You're late.
Yeah, I was just about to. Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. I just.
My dad was supposed to give me a ride, but he couldn't, and I had to take like 3 different buses to get here, and I'm still trying to figure.
Yeah, I don't really need an explanation. It's just.
No, of course. I just feel bad, and I can totally reassure you that it won't happen again.
It just puts me in an awkward position because I'm.
The thing is, I'm actually like this obsessively punctual person, and I'm like never ever late. And this was just like a crazy anomaly with the buses, and now I know, and I can promise you it won't happen again.
Fine.
Sam goes back to sweeping. Then,
I mean, it's no big deal, but I'm sort of de facto in charge on Saturdays, and
No, I know.
it just puts me in an awkward position. That's all. Steve's never here, so it was just me, and I had to.
I can promise you that it won't happen again.
I had to do soda and make a whole batch of popcorn by myself.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool.
they both start sweeping. Then, unable to help himself,
I'm just like, I don't know why Steve doesn't fucking promote me. I'm so sick of this shit.
Avery nods, a little confused.
I should be a fucking projectionist by now.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to do that.
Well, he'll probably promote you before he promotes me. He clearly thinks I'm diseased or something. He promoted Rose, and I've worked here 5 months longer than her.
They go back to sweeping.
Oh, fuck. What is this?
Avery stops and peers over from his side of the aisle.
Someone spilled, like, chocolate pudding or something. Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you sure it's not like shit?
A pause. Sam bends down and inspects it.
Oh God.
Definitely not shit.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm kind of a shit phobic.
There are, like, weird little balls in it. It's like chocolate tapioca pudding. Who brings pudding into a movie theater?
Sam gazes at it for a while, then straightens up, steps around it, and goes back to sweeping. Sam notices Avery watching him and gets a little self-conscious.
I'll take care of it later.
They sweep for a while, then
What does that mean, shit phobic?
Like other people's shit makes me it like makes me want to puke.
Oh, well, sure.
Yeah, but with me it's really like if I go into the stall and someone has like if someone's left something there, I actually sometimes like actually need to puke. Like sometimes I actually puke.
Huh. Have you heard of that website where people send in pictures of their shit and then other people read it?
Yes, I have heard of that website. That website is like my worst nightmare.
So, like, if I really wanted to be cruel, I could, like, leave my laptop open with that website up and you...
I would literally puke all over your laptop.
Oh, man.
a happy pause in which they realize they've broken the tension, and then awkward pause following the happy pause. They go back to sweeping. A minute later, someone appears in the window of the projection booth. It is a girl. She is moving around, changing reels, and appearing in and out of view.
Oh,
Sam notices
hey.
her.
Oh, hey, that's Rose.
Avery looks up.
Hey, Rose!
She doesn't hear him. After a while,
Huh. I guess she, like, hates me or something. Rose! Rose! Wow, she really hates me.
Maybe she can't hear you.
She can hear me. Rose! I just want to introduce you to her. She's cool. Rose!
Rose continues moving around in the projection booth, oblivious.
Rose!
Rose remains oblivious.
Well, she officially hates me.
Sam and Avery gaze up at the projection booth while Rose moves around, then disappears from view. Avery goes back to sweeping. Sam keeps watching the window as if he hopes she might appear again. This goes on for about 10 seconds, then blackout. Scene 3. A few days later, Sam and Avery are in the middle of sweeping on their separate sides of the aisle.
Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson and Renee, no, Dakota Fanning. Jack Nicholson and Dakota Fanning.
That's too easy.
We'll just do it then.
Jack Nicholson to Tom Cruise and A Few Good Men. Tom Cruise to Dakota Fanning in War of the Worlds.
Huh.
Come up with a better one.
Fine. Pauly Shore and Ian Holm.
Okay.
Avery thinks. He squints and raises his index finger slightly, as if drawing complicated algebraic equations in the air. After about 6 seconds,
Pauly Shore to Stephen Baldwin in Biodome.
You have it already?
Stephen Baldwin to Kevin Pollak and The Usual Suspects. Kevin Pollak to Bruce Willis in, let's say, The Whole Nine Yards.
What do you mean, let's say?
They were also in The Whole 10 Yards together, and I think Hostage. And then Bruce Willis to Ian Holm in The Fifth Element.
Jesus.
Make it harder.
Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox and okay. Michael J. Fox and Britney Spears.
Okay.
he closes his eyes. About 10 seconds pass.
Oh, this one is hard.
Avery's mouth moves slightly, and his eyes do strange things while he does his calculations.
This one's a doozy.
Avery's eyebrows raise. It seems he's getting somewhere, but then he clearly reaches a roadblock.
Oh boy, uh-oh.
About 20 more seconds of silent calculations. Eventually, Avery unties some kind of complicated mental knot, opens his eyes, and grins.
No.
This one takes a full 6 degrees, but I'm happy with it. Brittany to Kim Cattrall in Crossroads.
Okay.
Kim Cattrall to Estelle Getty in Mannequin.
Mannequin. My first sexual fantasy ever was about Kim Cattrall and Mannequin.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Cattrall is this mannequin who comes to life, and Andrew McCarthy is the department store worker window guy who falls in love with her, and Estelle Getty is the store manager. I don't remember why exactly Kim Cattrall comes to life. There's some sort of magic Egyptian-y reason behind it. And then she
Estelle Getty to Sylvester Stallone and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Sylvester Stallone to John Lithgow and Cliffhanger. Lithgow to Christopher Lloyd and okay. I'm pretty sure this is the title. Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Whoa! What the fuck? Yes, I love that movie.
Christopher Lloyd to Michael J. Fox in
Back to the Future. Parts 1 through 3.
A pause. Sam stares at Avery in awe. They don't notice Rose enter the projection booth.
You have that's almost like a disability.
It's actually like the opposite of a disability.
Rose knocks on the window of the projection booth and waves at them.
Oh, Jesus. That's Rose.
I know.
They wave back. Rose breathes on the window, making a little foggy area, then draws a cartoon penis in the fog with her finger. It may or may not be decipherable.
What is that?
I think it's a penis.
Whoa.
Rose draws a heart around the penis.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's a lesbian.
Really?
Yep.
Rose is unthreading the projector now, mostly obscured from view.
Does she have a girlfriend?
Shh. No, I don't think so.
They go back to sweeping. They don't see Rose leave the projection booth. They keep sweeping. Rose appears in the doorway. She regards Sam and Avery, then...
Hi, I'm Rose.
I'm Avery.
Avery, right?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
I like your shoes.
Avery looks down at the shoes.
Red.
Thanks.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, Rose.
I'm really hungover, so you guys will have to excuse me if I'm a little low energy tonight.
Avery goes back to cleaning. Rose leans sleepily against the wall. Sam seems eager to talk to her.
Who are you out with?
What?
Oh, who were you partying with last night?
Oh, just a couple of friends.
Katie?
Oh my God, Katie's no, Rico and this other guy. We drank moonshine. Have you guys ever had moonshine?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm just I totally have a drinking problem.
She fake yawns. Avery accidentally drops his broom, then quickly picks it up.
I'm gonna go take a nap. When does the next show start?
6:20. Do you need anything? I could run out and get you something.
Oh my God, no, I'm totally fine.
She starts to leave, then stops.
It was nice to meet you, Avery.
Yeah, you too.
Those shoes rock.
Rose exits. Sam stands there. Avery continues sweeping. After a safe amount of time has gone by...
So?
What?
What'd you think?
She was...
Rose re-enters.
Did you tell him about dinner money?
What? No. Wait.
What did you do last night? Did you take it all?
I just thought that he just started working here, so...
Well, exactly, dumbass. You have to explain it to him.
It's just, we have no idea if he's going to be cool with it.
Well, he has to be cool with it.
Avery is trying to look like he's not listening.
Hey, Avery.
Avery turns around.
Yeah?
At the very end of every shift, you're going to get dinner money. It's just a little extra cash. We always split it 3 ways or 2 ways if there's just 2 of us. It can be anywhere from, $10 on a weeknight to like $30 on a weekend.
No, cool.
See, it's fine.
So it's like a per diem?
A what?
No, well, kind of. It's kind of like a per diem. It's just Steve doesn't know about it.
Steve doesn't give it to us?
Rose looked at Sam. Sam struggles to find the right way to say it.
When we take the tickets, we just kind of, when you tear them in half and put the other half in the bin, well,
Yeah, sure.
well, sometimes we take like 10% of those stubs and we resell them. And then we take 10% of the cash for the night.
As dinner money.
We call it dinner money.
Well, it is kind of dinner money because we are so vastly underpaid and because Steve is a total douchebag and doesn't have a credit card machine and is like totally fishy anyway with his finances and basically has like no idea how to run a movie theater. So actually it is dinner money because $8.25 an hour is not enough to live on.
You've never been caught?
No, it's like an employee tradition. Roberto, the guy who trained me, he told me about it, and the people who worked here before him told him about it, and it's like nobody has ever been caught or like even been close to being caught because he's just like, he's an idiot. He can like suck my cock.
Avery looks at Sam. Sam is embarrassed.
So what are you guys asking me?
Well, I guess we're not really
Because
asking
I don't really want to do it.
But you
don't have to do it.
It's not
I'll deal
up
with
to
the
to
tickets. You
decide.
just get half the money.
I don't want to take Steve's money.
Okay, see, I don't think of it as like Steve's money. Steve is like a compulsive gambler who doesn't pay child support. He has like 5 kids somewhere. It's in like Maine. And his ex-wife is always taking him to court.
I don't want this money. I'm not gonna like rat you guys out, but no, I'm sorry. I could tell he didn't really want to hire a black guy anyway, and I'm not gonna.
Whoa, really? Steve is a racist?
I don't know. Okay, that's what I'm.
Okay, that's so lame. That's so lame. He's such a fucking racist.
I'm not saying. He's like an older, angry white dude with a truck, and like it's just one of those things where like if something goes wrong.
I don't feel that way.
Wait, what?
Can I just say, I guess I just want to say that Roberto was Latino, and nothing ever happened to him. Nothing bad ever happened to him.
Silence. Avery walks down the aisle, sits in the front row, and puts his head in his hands. They watch him. After a second, he takes off his glasses, wipes them off on his polo shirt, and puts them back on. And then he puts his head in his hands again. Sam and Rose watch him do this. And then they start mouthing panicky things to each other. Maybe Rose is mouthing something like, "What are we going to do? Is he going to tell on us?" And Sam is mouthing stuff like, it's cool, I'll talk to him. So it's totally going to be cool. But we shouldn't really be able to understand, to read their lips. And maybe they can't either. It's more of just a mutual gesture of panic. And then they go back to watching Avery, who is unmoving in his seat.
If it's like an ethical, you could always,
Listen, Avery, I don't want to be like a total cunt about this, and I don't want to put you in a crappy position, but if me and Sam are doing it and you're not, it's like not fair to anybody. Like it's like really bad for everyone involved.
A few seconds later, Avery stands up, shakes his head as if to clear it, and puts his hands on his hips.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Wait, does that mean that
It's fine. I'll do whatever. It's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you guys out or be judgmental. Sorry. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
They stare at
Seriously,
him. No.
seriously, I'm fine. Sorry.
Rose and Sam exchange a long look, then
all right, boys, I'm gonna go take a nap in the booth. Wake me up at 5 till.
she leaves. Sam looks at Avery. Avery finally stands up. They resume sweeping. After a little while,
Richard Pryor and Angelina Jolie.
blackout. Scene 4. Sam and Avery are in the middle of sweeping. Avery is whistling to himself. La Tourbillon from Jules and Jim. After a minute,
You know what I hate the most?
Avery stops whistling.
It's one thing if I sold you the food. It's one thing if, legitimately purchase the food from me and then leave it like scattered across the floor. But to sneak food in, to sneak outside food in, then to like scatter it across the floor and leave empty bags of sun chips on your seat, that I do not understand.
I feel the opposite.
What do you mean?
It feels so weird when I sold it to them. It's like I gave you that popcorn. I like scooped it out myself and put it in the bag and handed it to you, and you paid me and said thank you, and now it's all over the floor.
Huh.
With the sun chips, it's like it's just regular litter.
Interesting perspective.
They continue sweeping. Avery resumes his whistling. After a while,
Someone left a shoe.
he lifts his shoe up in the air disdainfully.
Someone left a nasty old New Balance shoe.
Do you think it was intentional?
Like, is it a sign of gang warfare or something?
No, like, do you think someone forgot it and left it here with one shoe on? Or do you think they like meant to throw it away? Like, do we put it in the lost and found?
Fuck no. It smells disgusting.
Sam walks up the aisle to the trash can, holding the shoe by its lace.
Ugh. 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 Ugh.
He throws the shoe in the trash, then reaches under his polo shirt and scratches his collarbone.
Oh, my neck itches.
They continue sweeping. After about 20 seconds,
Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I am grown up.
Oh, yeah, I guess I just mean
That's like the most depressing thing anyone's ever said to me.
Sorry.
they finish sweeping. They empty their dustpans into the trash. On their way out the door,
A chef.
blackout. Scene 5. Darkness. The final credits of a movie. Swelling music. Light from the projector. A dreaming man has stayed to the end of the credits. The music ends. Flash of green. Flash of white. The lights in the theater automatically flicker on. After a few seconds later, Avery and Sam come through the door in the middle of a conversation. This time they have mops and a large yellow mop bucket on wheels. It is the end of the night.
I disagree. I strongly disagree.
Name one. Oh no.
Sorry.
Avery notices the dreaming man and stops talking. The man is in the 5th or 6th row, lightly sleeping, facing forward. Maybe his head is subtly listing to one side. Sam and Avery start to clean, waiting for him to go. The man is on Avery's side of the aisle. Eventually he walks over. looks at the man, sees that he's asleep. Avery isn't sure what to do. He gestures for Sam to come over. Sam comes over.
Excuse me.
The man doesn't move or wake up. Sam puts his shoulder a little too aggressively. The man jolts awake and stares at him.
The movie is over.
Oh. Sorry.
Sam walks back to his side of the theater and resumes cleaning. Avery remains standing in the aisle, holding his mop, unsure of what to do. The man wipes the sleep from his eyes, maybe searches for something on the floor, gathers his things, and then departs. Not making eye contact, he walks up the aisle, heads bowed, and out the door. It slams behind him.
Avatar. Avatar was a great movie made in the last 10 years.
What? Okay, if you actually think that, I can't even continue to have this conversation. If you actually think that, I need to quit this job.
Avatar was a great movie. Avatar was a work of genius.
I can't even. Words are failing me.
So you think you're better than Avatar? Like you're above Avatar?
No,
Because I bet you really fucking enjoyed Avatar. I bet you had a blast at Avatar. And now you're looking down your nose at Avatar because it didn't have German subtitles or whatever.
I repeat, I don't think it's possible for me to engage in a rational debate with you about it.
Oh, come on.
It's like I said, I love killing babies. Let me try to convince you why killing babies is fun and you should enjoy killing babies.
They go back to mopping. Unnoticed by them, Rose appears in the projection booth, cleaning up, removing the film, silence for a while, then finally unable to help himself.
It was a video game.
Excuse me?
Avatar was basically like a video game.
It was not a video game. A video game is interactive. A video game is defined by the fact that it was 3D. That was fucking awesome. Did you see it in 3D?
Uh-huh.
It's just different, and that scares you. People always freak out when when art forms move forward.
That's not the art form moving forward. That's art form moving backwards. 3D was around in the 50s.
Rose leaves the projection booth.
I thought it was totally awesome looking.
I don't like digital.
It's where film is going.
Well, then it won't be film anymore.
Rose enters, holding a book.
Hey, look what I found on the street.
Sam walks over to her and reads the title out loud.
Astrology and Your Love Life, How to Find True Compatibility and Long-Lasting Relationships.
What's your sign?
Leo.
Oh my God, me too.
Rose flips through the book.
What about you, Avery?
I don't know.
Excuse me?
I don't remember. I don't really care about that kind of thing.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you are so full of shit.
I don't believe in astrology.
Okay, that's fine. But you know what your sign is. I don't buy for a second that you don't know what your sign is. Oh my God, Avery, don't even try to pretend with me that you don't even know what your...
Capricorn.
Thank you.
She flips through the book again.
Hey, Rose.
Still looking at the book.
Yes?
Avery thinks there hasn't been a single great movie made in the past 10 years.
Single great American movie.
Still flipping.
Uh-huh.
And I think he's wrong.
Pulp Fiction was the last truly great American movie, and that was in 1994.
You have to do some of it for Rose.
No.
Do what?
He has all of Pulp Fiction memorized, and he can
Nope.
do Ezekiel 25:17.
No way.
He does the most incredible Samuel L. Jackson imitation. The path of the righteous brother is beset on all sides by the tyranny of the weak.
That's not how it goes.
What about $1 Million Baby?
What about it?
That's a great movie.
That is not a great movie.
Avery is like a film snob.
Okay, Tree of Life.
A grim silence. Sam shakes his head, embarrassed.
Oh boy. You both hate Tree of Life. Huh. Okay. Sam and Avery. I'm going to read you your compatibility. It's me and Avery's compatibility too, because I'm also a Leo.
Magnolia. There Will Be Blood. Those are good movies. Oh, sorry.
Those are good movies. Very good movies, but ultimately disappointing.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Are you kidding me?
The third Bourne movie, The Bourne Ultimatum.
This is a pointless debate.
Oh, come on. Those Bourne movies are like fine wines. The Aviator. Wait, never mind.
Leo and Capricorn. It's hard to make this combination of personalities work in a long-term love relationship. Ooh, sorry, guys.
Aha.
Orderly and organized, Capricorn is likely to disapprove of Leo's exuberance and spontaneity. Leo has a bad temper, but is quick to forgive and forget. Capricorn is more even-tempered, but can hold a grudge for years. Capricorn is also the more devoted partner, and Leos tend to have a wandering eye. Most of all, Capricorn and Leo are not sexually compatible. They are both dominators and yet also complete opposites. Prudent, practical Capricorn is often a bit of a snob and fairly conservative.
Oh my God, I just said he was a snob. Avery, I just called you a snob.
Uh-huh.
Often a bit of a snob and fairly conservative, and will probably try to tamp down Leo's adventurous and impetuous personality. What else? Blah, 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 blah. Capricorn is an earth sign and Leo is a fire sign. It can take Capricorn a while to get to open up his or her feeling or heart, but once Capricorn opens it, she is extremely loyal, but will be very hard to make this marriage work. Ooh, wait, there's a business and career section.
That's probably more relevant.
Business and career. Hey, the career connection between Leo and Capricorn is fantastic. They are both excited to learn from one another. Usually one partner has more experience and will show the other the ropes.
Oh, that's weird. That's actually weird.
As long as there's not a power struggle, there can be an incredible and fruitful collaboration. Connections with the arts are favored.
No. It actually says that.
That is awesome, you guys.
So weird. So weird. I mean, I don't believe in that stuff, but that is so weird.
Avery goes back to mopping.
You don't think that's weird?
He's just being a typical Capricorn.
Yes, prudent and practical. What about me? Or what about us?
What about us?
Leo on Leo. I mean, Leo with Leo.
Oh.
She flips through the book nonchalantly.
I think the same sign together is usually a bad thing. Let's see. Leo and Leo. When this relationship is good, it is very good. But when it is bad, it is terrible. Leos have a very strong sex drive, so this couple will be highly compatible in bed. Kinky, passionate connection, but can sometimes be hard to sustain in a long-term way. These two Leos are king and queen of the jungle. It will either be great love or a great rivalry. The big question is, who's the boss? There will be heartfelt embraces, but also egos butting heads. Compromise is key in the fiery relationship between two Leos.
Huh.
Rose closes the book.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. We lose her?
Anneliese!
I wonder what sign Reiko is.
What's our career connection?
Yeah, I'm bored.
She gets up.
See you later, Capricorn.
Uh-huh.
She leaves.
Wes Anderson, Rushmore.
That was 98. And that is a good movie, but not a Pulp Fiction level good movie.
They mop for a while.
I think he has a new one coming out this winter. Tarantino.
Django Unchained.
What?
It's called Django Unchained.
More mopping.
The Coen brothers. All the Coen brothers movies. No Country for Old Men. A single... What's it called?
A Serious Man.
Fargo! Fargo!
First of all, Fargo was 96. Second of all, those are all pretty good movies. Those are interesting movies, but those are not like profound commentaries on like.
Do you find Rose attractive?
Wait, do I find Rose?
Yes. Rose. I feel like you guys have kind of a flirty, antagonistic banter thing going on.
I mean, I don't know. No, not really.
Not really?
No, I mean, no. She kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Huh.
She's lesbian anyway, so it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find Rose attractive?
They clean for a while.
Hey, will you come over here and look at my neck?
Avery puts his mop down and walks over to Sam.
Does it look weird?
Oh, well, there are all these red blotches, but I can't tell if that's because you've been scratching it.
What about my back? My back itches too.
Sam turns around and lifts up the bottom of his shirt.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, there are a bunch of red, they're like little red lesions or something.
Lesions?
Like, they're kind of red, oval shaped.
Avery pulls Sam's shirt down.
What? What?
They started freaking me out.
Great. Fucking great. I'm gonna go look in the bathroom.
Sam exits. Avery keeps mopping by himself. He reaches the front row. Rose knocks on the window of the projection booth. Avery looks up. Rose smiles and mouths something he and we can't understand.
What?
She mouths it again.
Wait, what?
She flaps her hands in the air as if to say, forget about it. And then she goes back to dethreading the projector. Avery continues mopping. Sam walks in.
Oh, weird. Some of them are like scaly. What the fuck?
Have you ever had chicken pox?
Yeah, twice when I was a kid. It's definitely not chicken pox. Oh, repulsive.
Avery doesn't really know how to respond to this, so he finishes mopping his side, then moves to Sam's side and keeps mopping. Sam just stands there. Blackout. Scene 6. Avery, alone in the theater, squatting on the back of one of the seats, talking to his therapist on his cell phone.
Yeah, and that, yep. Yeah. Yeah, well, how do you do that? How do you ask someone to be friends with? Uh-huh. And yeah. Well, that makes me feel insecure too. Oh, I finally remember one of my dreams. Yeah. I thought you'd be happy about that. We're on a break. Everyone went to Subway. Okay, so in the dream, I'm dead. I mean, I've just died. And I'm in this weird room, which is basically like purgatory. And there's a whole bunch of us, a bunch of people who just died. And we're all waiting to see if we can, move on to the next level. Oh, and my dad is there because he just died too. And then the room suddenly turns into my dad's study. And this person starts scanning all the books on my dad's bookshelves with his ISBN type scanner thing. And they run the scanner over all the books. And eventually one of the book goes like beep, beep, beep. And the scanner recognizes it. And that means my dad is going to go to heaven. And then it's my turn. Wait, sorry, are you bored? I just got scared you were bored again. When it's a phone session, I can't tell if you're... Uh-huh. Okay. So I'm up next. And suddenly I'm surrounded by all these shelves, and on every shelf is every movie I've ever seen. And like some are like DVDs and others are like old VHS tapes from like the 90s. And some are even like old 35 millimeter reels, like movies I saw in the theater. And like, yeah, everything is there. Like The Wizard of Oz, which is the first movie I ever saw, and like old Jim Carrey movies and the entire Criterion collection. And then they hand me the ISBN scanner, and I realized that the way they decide whether or not you get into heaven is through like looking at all the movies you've ever watched or all the books you've ever read and figuring out whether there was one book or movie that you truly, truly loved. Like one movie that like symbolizes your entire life. And I think, okay, I'm going to be fine. I love movies, and I've seen all these like awesome movies. This is going to be no problem. I start running the scanner across the shelves. I run it across all these Yakuza movies I watched in high school. I run it across all the Truffaut movies, and the scanner isn't beeping. It's weird. It's not recognizing anything. And then I run it over Pierrot Le Fou and Barry Lyndon, and I've seen these movies like literally dozens of times, and it doesn't beep. And we're going past hundreds of movies, really good movies I like really, really love. And I start getting nervous. There's only a couple of shelves to go, and I run the scanner over Andrei Rublev, and nothing happens. And then I run it over Fanny and Alexander, and I can't believe it, but nothing happens. And then I think to myself, I'm going to hell. I haven't truly like loved or whatever in the right way. I thought I did, but I didn't, and I'm going to hell. And then I'm on the last shelf of movies, and I've already like completely lost hope at this point. But then suddenly the scanner starts beeping and beeping, and I look at the movie that made it beep, and it's this like old cruddy VHS tape of Honeymoon in Vegas. Honeymoon in Vegas? It's like this terrible movie with Nicolas Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker from like 1989. I was obsessed with it when I was like 4. I watched it at my cousin's birthday party. It's like a really, really bad movie. And at first I'm like, what? My entire life can be represented by Honeymoon and Vegas? Honeymoon in Vegas is like the one movie I truly, truly loved. But then I'm like, wait, it doesn't matter. I'm going to heaven. I must have done something right in my life because I'm going to heaven. And that feeling of like knowing that I made the right choices was like the best feeling I've ever had. Yeah. Okay. I guess yesterday I had this thought. I was like, okay, maybe it's never going to get better. Maybe I'm going to live with my dad for the rest of my life. And like the actual problem is just that I'm waiting for things to change. Like maybe I'm just going to be that weird depressed guy, and I should just like accept it. And that'll be the life I get. And that'll be okay. Yeah. No, that's okay. I think I can wait until Tuesday. Uh-huh. Well, I hope you're having a good vacation. Sorry that you have to talk to me during it. No, I didn't. Sorry. Yeah, I know that. It was like a dumb joke. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
He listens intensely. Blackout. Scene 7. A day later, Sam and Avery are standing, holding their brooms in the middle of the aisle. They are gazing up at the tile ceiling, which now has an ominous gap in it.
It happened on Sunday.
They stare at it for a while.
Brian and Rebecca are working. It's the matinee. Ho hum, ho hum. There's just a few people in the audience, and out of nowhere, this huge chunk of tile comes crashing down and lands on the seat next to some old lady. Like 2 more inches to the right, and she'd be dead. Apparently, there was plaster all over her old lady sweater.
Did she could sue, right? Can you sue over that kind of thing?
Probably. But Brian is like this huge charmer. Apparently, Brian just like turned on the charm and calmed her down and gave her a voucher for like 6 free popcorns and 6 free sodas, which, by the way, he just like drew himself on a receipt or something. So if an old lady comes in with a weird cartoon that says she gets free popcorn or soda, just give it to her, no questions asked.
He didn't even give her a free ticket.
He didn't even do that.
They gazed up the ceiling for a long time.
It's a liability. It's a huge liability. Someone's going to get killed, and then what?
Can't he just put in a new ceiling?
Well, these are questions a normal person would ask, but we're talking about Steve. Steve will never spend a dime on anything. Steve would rather this place burn down than he spend a little money to make it safe or have a nacho machine at concessions. Wouldn't that be nice? If we could make those nachos with the little cheese squirter thing, I keep telling him to get one.
They go back to sweeping.
We haven't sold out a single show since Slumdog Millionaire. It's pathetic.
They sweep for a while. Silence.
Oh, so I went up to the booth the other day and I didn't realize there were so many old reels up there.
Oh, yeah. Steve's such a sketchball. He's supposed to send them back to the distributor, and they're all sitting up there collecting dust. Some of them are really old.
There's a lot of good stuff up there.
I guess.
This is probably a stupid idea, but I was thinking that on Friday it might be fun to we could just stay here after the last show and watch one or two of them. I saw Goodfellas and Boogie Nights and a couple other. It would just be awesome to see them on the big screen. I've only watched Goodfellas on my computer, which is pretty blasphemous when you think about it. It's fine if you're busy or not interested or whatever.
Sam is still sweeping.
No, that sounds cool. I just not going to be there this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, Rose will be here if you need help with anything. Steve didn't tell you?
No.
Ugh, he's such an idiot. Yeah, it's not that hard with 2 people. Rose will come early and help you with the setup and box office and stuff, and then you'll just do cleanup on your own.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You've been here 3 weeks, so I assumed you felt comfortable with everything, and...
Oh, yeah, sure.
Steve should pay you double, but of course he won't, so you'll just get my dinner money.
You don't need to.
No, that's the way it works.
Where are you going?
My brother is getting married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in Connecticut, right outside Bridgeport.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And your whole family is going?
Yeah.
Cool. Older or younger?
What?
Older or younger?
Oh, older. Yeah, he's 39.
Do you like the woman?
What?
Do you like the woman he's marrying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never met her.
Oh.
A
What's your
long
brother's-
silence, during which they go back to cleaning.
What's your brother's name?
Jesse.
A long pause while they keep cleaning.
He's retarded.
Do you mean
Like in the actual definition of the word.
Oh, okay.
She's retarded too, the woman he's marrying.
Okay.
They met at this residential facility in Connecticut.
Cool.
Yeah,
They must like each other a lot.
I guess.
Does he have Down syndrome?
No, he's basically like a third grader.
Oh.
More sweeping.
I don't really know him that well.
Rose enters with a yo-yo.
Well, next weekend maybe?
Next weekend, maybe what?
We were thinking of staying past closing on Friday and watching Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, we have that upstairs.
But Sam's going to be away, so I was saying maybe next.
I'll stay and watch it with you.
Sam, who has been standing in the second row, sits down heavily in one of the seats and closes his eyes.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should wait for Sam and then we can all...
Well, we don't have to watch Goodfellas. We could watch something else. There's Mulholland Drive. That movie is hot. And some older ones, too, from before it was The Flick. I'm totally free on Friday. Let's do it.
Sam's face is no longer visible to Rose and Avery. He faces the movie screen and stares up beseechingly.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Awesome. Yeah, we should, bring music and have, a rock and dance party.
Sam closes his eyes.
Hey, look what I, unearthed from my closet.
She holds up the yo-yo.
I am totally going to bring the yo-yo back in style.
She yo-yos for a while, a simple up and down.
I only know how to do this, though.
Here, let me try.
Rose gives Avery the yo-yo, and he does something sort of impressive, like maybe walk the dog, or flips it around and catches it.
Yes! Oh my God! I love it!
Avery hands it back to her, blushing.
So, where are you going to be this weekend, Sam?
My brother's wedding.
Oh, where?
Bridgeport.
Cool.
Rose glances at the back of Sam's head, clocking that he's being a little weird and then exits. Avery gathers up his broom and dustpan and heads toward the door.
Hey, I keep meaning to ask, did you ever find out what was going on with your skin?
Sam is sitting and facing forward during this next speech.
Yeah. I went to the doctor. It's called pityriasis rosea. It's not contagious. It looks like a fungus, but it's not. They don't know what causes it, but you get it all over your torso and it itches like fuck, and it lasts 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, man.
The good news is that you can only get it once in your life.
He stands up and lifts the back of his shirt so Avery can see it.
Whoa.
The spots make if the spots are in a distinctive Christmas tree formation, it's pityriasis rosea.
Wow, that looks really bad.
Sam lowers the shirt.
Yeah, it's not though.
You want box office or refreshments?
A long pause while Sam contemplates this.
Box office.
After a few seconds, Sam slowly gets up and they start to exit together. Rose enters the projection booth and we see her moving around the windows. Sam stands in the aisle and looks up at her. Avery waits by the door. Sam tears his gaze away from the projection booth and they leave together. The door slams shut. Blackout. Scene 8. Friday night. Darkness. The last movie is ending. The very end of the credits. A flash of green, a flash of white. Then the lights come up automatically. We see Rose in the projection booth. After a few seconds, Avery enters, dragging the yellow mop bucket and mop. He starts cleaning. He starts on his side of the aisle and mops. He encounters a large popcorn bag and throws it away. He mops more. He glances up at the production booth. Rose is moving around, doing something. She sees him and pumps her fist in the air in a "we're gonna party" gesture. Avery tries to smile. He moves to the other side of the theater and starts cleaning. Rose knocks on the window and holds up a CD, wiggling her eyebrows. Avery shrugs and shakes his head like, "What are you saying?" Inside the projection booth, we probably can't see this. Rose inserts the CD into the sound system. An extremely danceable hip-hop classic from the past decade comes blasting through the theater. Maybe Jay-Z's "I Just Want to Love You." Avery is startled. He tries to keep sweeping. He's not sure what's happening. Rose leaves the projection booth and 10 seconds later kicks through the door, grooving to the music.
Dance party!
Avery laughs anxiously. Rose grooves down the aisle. Avery bobs his head up and down, trying to look supportive.
Oh, come on!
Avery shakes his head no. Still bobbing supportively, Rose rolls her eyes, disappointed, but then proceeds to do a totally awesome improvised dance in the aisle, maybe even in some of the rows. She's really wild and uninhibited. It's pretty cathartic. It could have been different. It should be different every night. Maybe she incorporates a couple of moves from Bhangra or hip hop or West African dance classes from her past. This lasts about 2 minutes. Avery stands in his row, bobbing his head the whole time. Finally, Rose tuckers herself out. The song is still blasting.
Woo!
She runs out of the theater, up to the projection booth, where she turns the music off. Then she comes down and re-enters.
Anyway,
That was great.
yeah, whatever. I feel like an idiot now.
No. Sorry, I didn't like join in.
So, what do you want to do?
Oh, we could watch a movie or
You want to get stoned?
no, thank you.
You sure?
Yes, I get really freaked out. I get really angry.
Awesome.
No, not awesome. I sit in a corner and refuse to talk to anybody. The last time I smoked pot, it was the end of freshman year at this huge party, and I found the guy's collection of Calvin and Hobbes and sat in his closet and read them all night. And if people tried to talk to me, I was like, "Leave me the fuck alone."
You go to Clark, right?
Yeah, well, I took this past semester off, but yeah.
Expensive.
I actually have a free ride.
Really?
My dad teaches there. He's head of the department, so
Oh, what does he teach?
linguistics, semiotics.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I went to Fishburg State.
Cool.
You still live at home?
Oh, well, yeah. For now, while I'm taking time off from Clark. But when I go back, I'll
I'm not judging. I lived at home until I was 21. Sam still lives at home.
He does?
Yeah.
Huh.
When he first started working here, he had this super controlling girlfriend, and I think he lived with her in Athol or something. She would show up and give me these insane paranoid looks, like one of those women who are always like, "Are you gonna steal my boyfriend?" And then they broke up. And I think he broke up with her, and he moved back in with his parents. He lives in the attic or something.
Huh. I guess he doesn't tell me a lot. He seems pretty private.
Yeah, he's weird.
I mean, I like him a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, me too.
Did you know that his brother is retarded?
What?
Yeah. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have told you that.
Really?
I mean, it's not a big deal.
I did not know that. Like, how retarded?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's just retarded.
My ex-boyfriend had a cousin with Down syndrome, and she always liked to flash people her tits. Like, I went to their family reunion this one summer, and she like flashed me her tits like 17 times. And I was like, awesome, Ruth, thank you. And I would like try not to stare at her, like weird nipples.
A long pause in which Avery does a number of mental calculations.
Your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Huh. For some reason, I think someone told me that you were, gay.
Oh. No. I mean, whatever. I've been with girls a couple of times, but no. You want to watch a movie?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Hey, would you ever show me how to use that projector?
It's just like a shitty old 35 mil.
No, I'm like, that's why I wanted to work here. This is one of the only theaters left in Worcester County that has, yeah, I'm obsessed with film and like old. I actually refuse to work at any of the other theaters. Just, yeah.
But everything's going to be digital in like 6 months. Seriously, Steve is an idiot. If he doesn't go digital or sell this place the next year, it'll shut down.
Yeah, I guess I disagree. Or like, I think that's really immoral.
What is?
Projecting a movie made on film through a digital projector?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I personally like apart from this job, I never go to the movies. I'm kind of over movies. I used to be like super into them, but now I'm over them.
This is all really depressing to Avery.
You're totally obsessed with them, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, they're like my life.
Huh. Well, I'll show you how to do it. You can fill in for me when I'm sick or whatever, and then eventually Steve will promote you.
Seriously?
Yeah, sure. Sam keeps bugging me to show him how to do it, but I bet you'd be better because you're so obsessed with it.
Rose starts walking up the aisle. Avery stays back, guiltily thinking of Sam. She turns around.
Come on!
He follows. They leave the theater, disappear for about 15 seconds, and then reappear in the window of the projection booth. They move around and then disappear, then reappear with a giant reel of film. Through the window, we watch Rose teach Avery how to thread a projector. He probably does this himself while she watches and provides instruction. He is smiling. They finish threading projector. They turn it on. As the movie begins, we see the green light, and then blackness. Then the opening credit sequence. It is the 6-minute-long opening credit sequence, music from The Wild Bunch. Avery watches the beginning of the movie, his face almost pressed up against the projection booth window, and then he and Rose exit and come through the theater door again. Avery doesn't take his eyes off the screen while he walks down the aisle. He finds the third row, stage left, and sits in the center. Rose followed him and sits next to him. They watch the movie for about 45 seconds. Then Rose very slowly turns her face and looks at Avery. He notices but continues watching the screen, attempting to appear nonchalant. Rose keeps looking at Avery, and then Avery keeps looking at the screen. After a while, Rose leans over and kisses Avery's neck. Avery is frozen and watches the movie. He does not move away. Rose keeps kissing Avery's neck, contemplates nibbling his ear, decides against it, and goes back to looking at him. Avery keeps watching the movie. Rose takes her index finger and traces little stripes and circles on Avery's neck. Then she takes her finger and runs a straight line down Avery's shirt. Or maybe she stops to make tiny circles around his nipples. And then her hand disappears from our view. Avery is still watching this screen. Rose unzips his pants and begins to touch him. Avery lets her touch him and does not take his eyes off the screen. This goes on for a minute, but something is clearly off, and eventually Rose takes her hand away and, mortified, goes back to watching the movie. Avery keeps watching the movie. He might start crying. He doesn't. Eventually, Rose gets up, walks to the aisle. Avery does not turn around, and 10 seconds later, we see her in the projection booth. She shuts off the movie, and the lights in the theater automatically go on. As if released from a spell, Avery bends over, elbows on knees, and covers his face in shame. He stays this way a while. Rose comes back downstairs, walks down the aisle, and sits in the row across from him in the aisle seat. A long silence.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Oh God, I want to kill myself.
Wow. Thanks.
Avery removes his face from his hands and looks at Rose. Another long silence.
I am. Yeah. Wow. We could just forget this ever happened, okay? I feel like I molested you or something.
You didn't molest me.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. Honestly, I don't even know why I did that. I wasn't planning on doing that. I swear to God. There's something wrong with me.
No, there's something wrong with me.
Well, are we just gonna sit here and freak out together in silence? Because then I'd rather.
It's just this has happened to me before. So please don't feel like.
Yeah, but you weren't giving me the vibe, and I went for it anyway. So you
I just have a hard time sometimes when my mind goes blank and I always just think I'd rather be watching a movie.
His elbows go onto his knees and his face goes into his hands again.
It's okay, Avery.
She moves across the aisle and sits next to him again.
What do you think about when you fantasize? Do you ever think about guys?
I really don't want to answer these questions.
Okay, that's okay.
His face is still in his hands. Rose leans back in her seat, almost relaxed now, and props her feet up on the seat in front of her.
Well, I'm fucked up too.
Yeah?
I can't stay attracted to anyone for longer than 4 months.
Huh.
At first, I'm like this crazy nymphomaniac. All I want to do is have sex all the time, 8, 9 times a day.
Whoa.
And then it totally goes away, and I turn into this like dead fish. And then I fake it until we break up.
Huh.
And you know what's even weirder?
What?
When I fantasize, I just think about myself.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone else is blurry except for me. I'm totally in focus, and I look amazing. And everyone is holy shit, that girl looks amazing. It's really embarrassing.
I don't think it's embarrassing at all.
Silence. They both are leaning back in their seats now, facing the blank screen, peaceful, arms touching.
Can we just sit here for a little while?
Yeah, of course.
Along a much more comfortable silence.
Today is the 1-year anniversary of the day I tried to kill myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you do it?
I swallowed a bunch of pins.
Oh my God. That works?
Well, I didn't plan on doing it. It was a weird day.
Huh. I've been like super, super sad before, but I've never wanted to commit suicide. I just like, I don't get it. I don't get suicide. It's like, aren't you curious what's gonna like happen to you in like the future? I'm just like so curious about my future.
Yeah, you've probably never...
He decides not to say it.
You know what I don't get?
What?
Bulimia.
Oh my God, I know, right?
Barfing is so horrible.
Yeah, I know. It's like the.
It's like the worst feeling in the world. It's like being in hell.
I know. Like, why would you like voluntarily like if you're like gonna have an eating disorder, just be anorexic. This is an awesome conversation.
I almost quit my second day working here.
Why?
I couldn't get out of bed. The first day was just like really awkward and I couldn't remember anything and I had no idea how to hold the broom. I'm serious. And then I woke up the next day and just like freaked out. I was like, I can't have a job. I'm way too depressed. And I didn't get out of bed and I like lay there under the covers staring up at the ceiling and 4 p.m. rolled around. I like watched the numbers on my alarm clock and I was like, I should be at the flick by now, but I couldn't even bring myself to call in sick. And then it was like 4:05 and then it was 4:10 and it was like, that's it. I just lost my first job. I give up. And then it's weird. I didn't even make the decision, but it was like the second I thought like I give up, my body started moving and like pushed the blanket off and like stood up and put on my uniform and like walked outside and walked to the bus and took the bus and walked in here and made up some like lie to Sam about why I was late and that was it.
So, why are you depressed?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because everything is horrible and sad. And the answer to every terrible situation always seems to be like, be yourself. But I have no idea what that fucking means. Who's myself? Apparently there's some like amazing, awesome person deep down inside of me or something. I have no idea who that guy is. I'm always faking it. And it looks to me like everyone else is faking it too. Like everyone is acting out some like stereotype of like exactly who you think they'd be. And I had one friend at Clark, this guy from Bangladesh who was really into sculpture, and then he transformed to RISD at the end of freshman year. And my mom, like, actually, never mind.
Do you think I'm a stereotype?
Of like
Whatever, of like what I am.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Ugh. Wait, were you being fake just now?
When?
When you were like going off about how everyone is so fake, were you faking it then?
I mean, yes and no. It's hard to tell, I guess.
Yeah.
They look up at the blank screen and prop their knees up on their seats in front of them. Maybe Rose puts her head on Avery's shoulder. Blackout. Jean Moreau singing La Tourbillon plays. Act 2. Scene 1. 3 days later, Sam and Avery, each on their side of the aisle, sweeping. Sam is in the middle of a seemingly big, dramatic story.
So the next day, we all went out to see a movie. I mean, minus my brother and his girlfriend. Wife. We went to see this huge, multiplex outside of Bridgeport.
What movie?
The new Daniel Craig thing, State of...
Was it good?
It was okay. Anyway, on the way there, I stopped at this Mexican takeout place that I read about online. It's this famous Bridgeport tamale place. And then I brought the tamales into the theater.
You hate when people...
I know. This is the point. I know. But we were in a huge hurry, and I didn't want to eat them in my aunt's car because she has this, pristine, fucking Passat that she's all obsessive about. And I wanted to, pour the little cups of red and green salsa all over the tamales, et cetera, et cetera. So I decided to bring the bag of tamales with me into the movie theater. But then we can't find parking, and we're, late, and there's this weirdly long line for tickets, and we don't actually sit down in the theater until halfway through the previews. So after we sit down, I open my little styrofoam container and get in a few delicious bites of tamale before the movie starts. But then I put it away because, philosophically opposed to rustling your plastic bags and squeaking your styrofoam containers during the actual movie. So I put the tamales back in my plastic bag, and I put the plastic bag on the floor. And we're 5 minutes into this movie when this woman comes in waddling down the aisle into the theater. And this is gonna sound horrible, but she's really, really smelly. One of the smelliest people I've ever smelled. She's not homeless or anything. It's not homeless pee smell. It's more like a chunky, cheesy kind of a smell.
Oh, God. Okay, I get it.
And she sits right in front of us. And I am incredibly sensitive to other people's smells. When I was a kid, my dad had this friend who had halitosis, and I couldn't even be in the same room as him.
Wait, have I ever smelled bad to you?
You have never smelled bad to me.
You promise?
I promise. I mean, a couple times I smelled your very pleasant smelling shampoo, but that was it.
Okay.
Anyway, this lady sits down right in front of us, and her cheesy smell kept coming at me in waves, and I can't focus on the movie, and I start going crazy. And my mom and I are whispering about it, and then we convince my dad and my aunt and my cousins that we should move seats. And so we all get up like a bunch of assholes and move 5 rows back.
Did you bring the tamales with you?
No, I didn't. The point is that I was so freaked out by not being able to pay attention to Daniel Craig and getting away from the smelly woman that I totally forgot about the tamales. And then we watch the movie, and then it ends, and the credits are rolling, and we're all collecting our things and getting ready to go when I notice the middle-aged ladies 5 rows in front of me, not the smelly lady, the ladies who were sitting to the left of us originally, and they're all getting ready to go. And they start walking towards the aisle, and then one of them goes, "Linda, are these yours?" And the other goes, "No, Trish, are they yours?" And Trish, or whoever, is like, "No, I didn't bring anything in." And I look, and I see they're holding my bag of tamales, and then I realize I'm that douchebag. I'm the douchebag who brings random weird ethnic food into a movie theater and then forgets about it and leaves it there. I am my own worst nightmare. And then I sit there paralyzed, watching them ask each other, "Is this yours? Is this yours?" And I'm too scared to say anything. And then eventually Linda, or whoever, just takes the bag, and they just all walk up the aisle together. And when they get to the doors, she throws it in the trash. She throws it away for me.
Okay.
That's the story.
I don't get it.
It's like I was dead or something. I was watching the world like go on without me.
But if you were dead, you wouldn't have left the bag of tamales on the...
No, but I was like, it all made more sense in my head. It was like a really good story in my head. It felt like some profound like realization, and now I can't remember what the realization was.
Rose enters.
How was the wedding?
Oh, it was okay.
What'd you wear?
A suit.
So, I think Steve's trying to sell it.
They look at her.
The flick? I think he's trying to sell it.
No.
I came in early yesterday and he was here with some like businessy guy talking about how the lobby has promise. Then after the guy left, I was like, the fuck is going on? And Steve was like, I might be moving to Tucson.
Whoa.
I bet he's selling it because he can't get any distributors to send him stuff anymore.
Who would he sell it to?
I don't know, probably Fuckface 500.
You mean Lowe's? AMC?
I have no idea.
Huh.
He can't sell it. That would be like one of the saddest things of all time.
I think the Holocaust is one of the saddest things of all time.
The big guys wouldn't buy it. It's just one screen. It wouldn't make financial sense. It must be a smaller chain. It was just one guy with them in the lobby?
Yeah.
Did he say anything about going digital?
Nope. I didn't ask.
If he goes digital, your job will be obsolete.
I'll be happy if he sells it.
Why?
Because this place is a piece of shit and Steve is a retard.
Then she catches herself and blushes.
Sorry. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm glad you had a good time with your family.
She leaves. Sam clocks all of this, frowns, then dumps something in the trash.
That's unbelievable. If they go digital, I might have to quit.
They go back to cleaning, and then
Did you tell Rose about my brother?
You mean,
You know what I mean.
uh,
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I just like mentioned that to you in confidence, you know?
sorry, I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
Did you tell her like, sorry.
Did you tell her like, what did you tell her?
I just said that he was, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? I just had like a fucking shitty weekend. I hate weddings anyway, so. My mother like went way over the top. It was disgusting. It was like, you're the one who fucking sent him away, and then there were like cookies in little cloth bags with like my brother and his wife's like fucking initials stenciled on them. And it's like, great, Mom. Now you have even more fucking credit card debt. I was like, everyone's acting like so happy, like trying so hard, like, oh, this whole fucking charade is like so fucking joyful. And it's because the only actually happy people here are retarded. The rest of you are just miserable fucks.
long pause. They sweep.
like everyone pretends like the catering is so good. Like, oh my God, the food is so good, isn't it? And I'm like, it was shitty. It was shitty, lukewarm food cooked for 115 people. Can't we just admit that wedding food is always a little shitty? If I ever have a wedding, I'm going to have like food trucks come and like set up outside the wedding tent and people can line up one by one and order tacos.
That sounds good.
Maybe like one taco truck and then one shawarma truck.
I would do massive amounts of takeout Chinese.
Did you have a good time with Rose?
Yeah, sure.
What'd you watch?
Oh, The Wild Bunch. Yeah, she'd never seen it before. Jesus. If Steve sells this place to some like chain, that'll be so depressing.
Did you guys hang out afterward?
A little.
Why are you being so weird? Did you guys like give each other like hand jobs or something?
No. God, no. Jesus, Sam, we just talked.
What did you talk about?
Nothing.
More sweeping.
Oh, I thought you might be. It turns out she's straight or bi. I'm not sure.
Excuse me?
I mean, not that it matters, but she told me that she's not a lesbian. Didn't you say she...
Rose enters.
Avery, I forgot. Can you cover for me for the first hour on Thursday? I know I'm already taking advantage of you.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Cool. Oh, and I illegally downloaded that 4 Nights of a Dreamer movie. You're right. It was amazing.
She leaves. A long silence. Sam stares after her, then turns to Avery and stares at him. Avery tries to say something, but is too terrified.
Did she show you how to use the projector?
Well, I was really curious. I mean, I was actually just interested in how it worked. Not in getting promoted or anything, but when she said she would train me to be the alternate, and I didn't feel like I could.
Sam picks up a half-eaten bag of popcorn from his side of the theater, walks slowly across the aisle to Avery's side of the theater, rips the bag of popcorn open, and flings it gloriously into Avery's area, popcorn showering everywhere. Then he stalks out of the theater and slams the door behind him. Avery stands there for a while. Rose moves around the projection booth, threading the next film into the projector. Blackout. Scene 2. The end of the night. Sam and Avery are in the middle of mopping. Sam is giving Avery the silent treatment. They mop in terrible silence. Occasionally, they have to squeeze out their mops into the yellow bucket and listen to the horrible squeezing, dripping sound. Then the sound of the mop slopping down against the floor. This goes on for a while. Rose is in the projection booth, moving around, unwinding the film. She comes downstairs. She sits on the edge of a seat in the last row. Avery sighed. She takes some money out and counts it underneath her breath.
10, 20, 33. God. 11 each.
She hands the money to Avery. She walks over to Sam and tries to hand him money, but he is furiously mopping. She puts the money down on the armrest of the seat nearest to him.
Could one of you give me a ride home tonight? My sister borrowed my car.
Sam continues mopping after a pause.
My dad is picking me up.
Sam?
He doesn't respond. He continues mopping.
Sam?
No response.
But, I guess I could ask him if he'd take you back to Boyston.
Sam? What the fuck?
Sam mops some more. Then he walks over to the mop bucket. He squeezes the mop in the mop bucket with tremendous power. Then he dips it in the water and squeezes it again. Rose and Avery watch him do this. Sam does not take his eyes off the mop when he finally says,
Why'd you show Avery how to use the projector? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Avery walks up the aisle and leaves. Rose is looking at Sam. Sam is staring into the dirty mop water.
I didn't know that you wanted to.
Yes, you did. I've been working here for almost twice as long as you, and you know Steve only promoted you first because he thinks you're hot. And 3 months ago, I asked you if you would train me, and you said...
Oh, okay. You're right. I'm sorry.
Do you know how humiliating it is to be working with like 20-somethings who are rising in the ranks of your shitty job faster than you are?
I'm sorry. I was stupid. I wasn't thinking. I can train you too. Then if I get sick, you can take turns.
No way. I'm not interested anymore. No fucking way.
Okay.
Sam is starting to look ill.
So, what? Are you gonna hate my guts now?
Oh God.
What's going on?
I feel sick. I feel like I'm gonna... Oh my God.
He sits down in one of the front rows and faces the movie screen away from Rose.
Sam?
I can't stand it. I can't do it anymore. It's making me nauseous. It's just making me sick. I feel like I'm breaking out into fucking rashes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't? Really? I fucking love you.
Sam is still looking at the movie screen.
I don't even know why. You're like... I see all these things that are wrong with you, but it's like... It's really bad. It's really bad. It's not like a... It goes way beyond the word crush, or I want to I can't sleep. I mean, I really haven't slept for the past year and a half. And then when I do sleep, I dream about you. And you're talking to me. Or fucking some other guy. Or standing in front of me like a motel room, brushing your teeth. It's never been like this before. I walk down the street and all I'm thinking is, Rose. 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 It's just like the fucking soundtrack to my life. Just your name makes me... I've pictured saying this to you. I've pictured saying it so many times.
He does not turn around. They are both very still.
So, what do you want?
He is still facing forward.
What do you mean?
What do you think is going to happen now?
I don't know. I guess I needed to get it off my chest. But this is...
But this is kind of the thing where you want the person to love you back, or you actually secretly don't want them to love you back.
That's a good question.
because it sort of seems like it has nothing to do with like me, you know.
Sam's heart breaks.
It's not how I wanted it to seem. B. It's not how I wanted it to be.
like even right now it's like you're performing or something.
I'm not performing. I'm not performing.
So turn around and look at me.
Tears start to brim in his eyes.
Do you like me back?
Oh my God. Would you just please just turn around?
Sam shakes his head no.
Sam,
He shakes his head no again.
you're seriously not going to turn around and look at me?
He does not turn around.
You don't know me. Like, for whatever reason you like me, I'm not like that at all. Trust me. Okay?
Avery bursts through the door, trying not to dry heave. Rose and Sam stand up.
Oh my God.
They stare at him.
Someone took a shit on the floor in the men's bathroom and
He is bent over.
and they spread it all over it's all over the walls, and
He tries to breathe.
I just puked. I just puked on the floor of the bathroom. I feel like I'm gonna.
Sam walks up the aisle and takes Avery's arm.
You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down and put your head between your knees.
Avery sits down and puts his head between his knees.
You gotta breathe. Take deep breaths.
Oh God.
I'm gonna take care of it.
He grabs the mop.
You just take it easy.
I'll help.
No. You stay here and you watch him and you get him water. I'm gonna take care of it.
You're gonna have to. Now my puke is all over the place. I'm sorry. Are you still mad at me?
It's fine. I'm not mad at you.
It's everywhere. Why would someone do that?
This happens. It's the kind of thing that happens in movie theaters. I'm gonna deal with it.
But you have such a sensitive sense of smell.
Avery, don't worry about it. I'm totally cool with puke. I'm totally cool with shit. I'm gonna take care of it.
Sam walks up the aisle towards the door. Before exiting, he stoically thrusts the mop into the air like a sword,
I'm taking care of it.
and he exits. Avery bends over and breathes. Rose watches him.
You want a cup of water?
Yeah. That would be great.
He watches him for a while.
Avery, please don't tell Sam about what happened the other night.
Of course. I mean, you don't either.
I won't.
Can I still fill in for you on Thursday night?
She considers this.
I'll make it work. Sometimes I worry that there's something really, really wrong with me, but that I'll never know exactly what it is.
No, you're fine.
Really.
Yeah.
I'll go get you some water.
Rose walks out of the theater to get water. Blackout. Scene 3. Sam and Avery mid-walk through. Rose is in the projector booth, moving around. Occasionally, she stops and tries to casually peer out of them.
Have you seen this video everyone's putting up on Facebook? The one where the water bottle starts talking back to the woman?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
No. That's funny. I looked for you once and couldn't find you. But then I thought maybe you were invisible.
I mean, if I was on Facebook, would be Facebook friends. I mean, I would have friended you by now.
Sure. What's the objection to Facebook? Actually, never mind. I'm tired of hearing the objections to Facebook.
They go back to sweeping. Then
I was on it for a little while when I was a freshman, but then my mom got on it because I was on it, and she started reconnecting with all her friends from high school, and then she reconnected with her high school boyfriend, and they started writing each other letters, and then she left my dad for him.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. She moved to Atlanta a year and a half ago to be with him.
To be with her high school sweetheart?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, she's like a terrible person. That's how I feel about it.
Have you visited her there?
Nope.
You haven't seen your mother for a year and a half.
She came back a year ago to visit when a bunch of stuff happened in our family, but I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't even want to look at her.
Whoa. Whoa.
they sweep.
For some reason, I pictured that you came from like a perfect family. That like everyone in your family is super close and happy, and that you like all wear the same glasses.
No, I'm the only one with glasses.
You should probably go visit her at some point.
I am not interested.
They sweep for a while. Sam takes his iPhone out of his back pocket and fiddles with it. Then he looks it over at Avery.
So you want to see this?
Avery nods, then walks over to Sam. Sam holds the phone out in front of Avery and presses play. We hear the faint noise of the video, but cannot make out anything concrete.
Okay, just keep watching. It gets funny in like 15 seconds.
15 seconds pass. A grin spreads across Avery's face. Sam starts to giggle.
Right?
Avery nods and grins, and maybe silently shakes with a little laughter. The video continues. They watch for a few more seconds, and then Sam heaves a satisfied sigh, takes the phone, pushes it back in his pocket. They head to separate sides of the aisle. Rose knocks on the window of the projection booth. Avery looks up. Sam does not. Rose waves. Avery waves back and goes back to sweeping. Rose looks at Sam. She knocks on the window again. Sam does not look up. Blackout. Scene 4. Sam and Avery sit with their brooms on either side of the aisle. Avery has a neatly folded letter in his hand that he is about to read aloud.
Okay, ready. Actually, wait.
What?
If I listen to this, you have to do Ezekiel 25:17 for me once it's over.
Ugh, fine.
Great, I'm ready.
Dear Mr. Saranak, my name is Avery Sharp, and I am an employee at the North Brookfield Flick. I recently learned of your plans to buy the Flick and turn it into the North Brookfield venue. I commend you on your keen business sense and your entrepreneurial... I'm still trying to figure out the right word to use. Entrepreneurial...
Embarkings? Entrepreneurial embarkings?
That doesn't make sense.
Spirit?
I commend you on your keen business sense and your entrepreneurial spirit.
I like that.
I don't know. I just want to be, nice before I...
Sure.
I commend you on your et cetera. Steve Bosco also informed me and the rest of the Flick employees that you intend to keep us on if we desire, and that you...
Wait. If we so desire sounds a little gay.
What do you mean?
It sounds gay. If we so desire.
That's a British accent. Do you mean it sounds British?
Same thing.
And that you also plan on replacing our 35mm Century projector with a digital projector. I understand you may have many good reasons behind this decision. fewer maintenance fees, simpler training for new projectionists, the unavoidable fact that many movies are now shot digitally, and of course, the desire to keep working with companies like 20th Century Fox, who started in January, will refuse to distribute any of their movies on 35mm film. However, I urge you to think twice about this decision. You are the only theater in Worcestershire County and one of the only 8 theaters in the entire states of Massachusetts that will use a film projector. This is an honor, Mr. Saranak. You are carrying a torch, and I strongly encourage you not to extinguish it.
Nice.
Movie aficionados like myself come to this theater because of your film projector. And as more and more movie theaters in the United States convert to digital projection, I predict that the brave few that continue to use film will become highly valued. You see, Mr. Saranak, the word film refers to celluloid. So if you say, want to see the new Spielberg film, you are by definition saying, want to see the new Spielberg movie on celluloid? By the way, people like Steven Spielberg have spoken out about this very issue, and he is on the record as saying that he will continue to shoot on 35mm until they pry the camera out of his cold, dead hands.
Wait, he said that?
Well, not the cold, dead hands part. That's a joke.
Too much. Take it out.
Really?
Yeah, it just makes you sound crazy.
Okay. He will continue to shoot on 35mm, blah, 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 because of people like Mr. Spielberg and many others who will continue to shoot on film. It's important that there will be a few remaining theaters that use film projectors. When you digitally project a movie that was shot on film, you're not actually showing that movie. You're not giving the audience what they paid for.
Nice. Powerful.
Film can express things that computers never will. Film is a series of photographs separated by split seconds of darkness. Film is light and shadow, and it is the light and shadow that were there on the day you shot the film. Digital movies, I think the phrase digital film is an oxymoron, are actually just millions of tiny dots. These dots or pixels cannot express the variation in color and texture that film can. All the dots are exactly the same size and the same distance apart. Mr. Saranak, projecting a 35mm film digitally is like looking at a postcard of the Mona Lisa instead of the Mona Lisa itself. I urge you to keep our beloved Century projector and to take a stand against the digital takeover of American movies and movie theaters. Sincerely, Avery Newton Sharp.
Middle name Newton.
Yep, don't make fun of me.
I would never. My middle name is Gruber.
I think it's a good...
I think it's a good letter.
You do?
I do. Something about it is really...
What?
I don't know. It's like something someone would write in a movie. I mean, like the hero of a movie. He'd like bring it to Washington and like go running down the corridor of the courthouse and like stop to kiss the love of his life. And she'd say like, you know, go for it. And then he'd run into the courtroom and read this letter in front of the judge.
And what would the judge say?
You know, on this day of all other days, we have learned that I am humbled to admit that even in my old age, I can, this young man has taught us the true meaning of Christmas.
Okay, cool. Did I convince you?
Oh, good question. You know, I guess I don't care either way.
Blackout. Scene 5. The lights in the theater are completely different. It's as if the bulbs have changed their wattage, or gone fluorescent, or switched location. Sam and Rose are sitting on different sides of the aisle. They are both wearing new uniforms, a yellow polo shirt instead of a maroon one, or vice versa. Now the words "the venue" are stitched on their pockets. Rose and Sam are waiting for something. After a silence,
He said I couldn't wear my Red Sox cap anymore.
Seriously?
Uh-huh. And I was like, Paul, we live in Massachusetts. It isn't like like a controversial hat.
And
he didn't go for it. So how are you?
I'm okay. My roommate left this like long passive-aggressive note on my bedroom door this morning. It was like 7 post-it notes long, and it has this really annoying handwriting. Anyway, whatever. How are you? I have no idea how you're.
I'm okay.
Like, what's new?
Not much. I went on a date last night.
Oh, yeah? With like, was it a first date?
It was a first date.
Was it an internet date?
It was an internet date.
And?
I liked her. She was actually pretty cool. Tyler, with an I.
Huh. What does she do?
Well, at the moment, she's a barista.
Okay.
But she's also sort of part-time low-flying trapeze artist.
Oh, wow. So she must have like a really great body. If she's like a trapeze artist.
Why do you have to be so crude?
What do you
Like you're always like, talking about how, oh yeah, he had a huge cock, or like she's like, wow, she must have a nice pussy or something.
I never said anything about anyone having a nice pussy in front of you.
You know what I mean.
You must be thinking about Tyler and her nice pussy, because I never said anything about.
I have been on one date with Tyler. I've never even kissed Tyler.
Whatever.
Look, you made it clear you're not interested. So I don't understand why you can't have a little, like, pity on me and like.
Why wouldn't you look at me?
What does that have to do with, why are you, that is like.
You didn't even give me a chance to.
You said that I didn't know you, and that you were nothing like the person I thought you were. So
that's true.
So
that's a fact. But like, that doesn't mean you have to run out and start like internet dating and like forget all about me. Like, oh yeah, you must be really in love with someone if you like do that.
So what do you do you want to like go on a date or something?
No.
So what are you saying?
I'm just saying that I was right. That I was like, it was like a big performance. Okay, that's all.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. That doesn't make any sense. Do you want me to like
just get to know me?
I can't get to know you if you keep acting like a what? Say it. Never mind. Never mind.
You think I'm like a total bitch, right?
He doesn't respond.
Like, you totally hate me now, so just say it.
Avery walks in, also in a new uniform. He looks deeply shaken. They fall silent.
Hey.
How'd it go?
Well.
He told me I couldn't wear my Red Sox cap anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
He's got a weird face, right?
Did he say anything about your letter?
He figured out the dinner money.
Oh, wait, what?
He figured it out. He looked at the books and looked at the receipts, and like apparently there was like too much money in the register from like last month, and that's like a sign that people are stealing. And then he found the shoebox with the stubs underneath.
Fuck!
Wait, why was he looking at the books from last month? What does he care? He has like a whole new system and a credit card machine. We're not gonna steal from him.
I guess he wanted to make sure we were good employees, or like.
So what was?
He was mad.
Well, yeah, but what was?
And he thinks it's me. I mean, he thinks it's all me.
Because of your letters?
There was a note for Sam in the box in my handwriting from the weekend you were gone. I guess he recognized my handwriting. I also think he...
So what did you do?
I mean, I didn't rat you guys out.
Rose and Sam both try not to show that they are relieved.
Well, okay. So we just need to
Well, I was thinking that you guys could go to him and like fess up to your side of it too, and like tell him that you were the ones who told me to do it in the first place, and then like
Wait, what?
And then maybe he won't like...
Wait. Hold on. Let's all like stop and take a deep breath. Why would we tell him we were the ones who told you to do it in the first place? Which, by the way, is kind of what's it called? Revised way of looking at it. If I recall correctly, you were pretty happy to take $15 from us every night.
Because if we say that all of us were doing it and it was like an employee tradition, like you said, and that everyone did it, maybe he'll understand and like not fire me.
He'll fire all of us.
I mean, or he'll like let it go.
Whoa. Okay, that's really intense. That's really intense thing to ask us to do.
I didn't tell on you.
Yeah, well, that would have been like evil.
Sam is silent.
Sam?
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything to say about this?
He shakes his head no, averting his eyes.
No?
He shakes his head no again. Both Avery and Rose look at him betrayed.
Okay, great.
A horrible, horrible silence.
I just, how much money does your dad make?
Excuse me?
I'm just curious. Your dad teaches semantics at Clark, right?
Yeah, yeah, I told you that.
How much does he make?
That's none of your business.
And you have a free ride, right?
I don't see how...
Because I still have like $20,000 in student loans to pay off, and my mom is a secretary, and I don't have a rich dad.
My dad isn't rich.
And Sam is 35, and he lives in a shitty attic above his crazy parents.
Sam winces, but does not say anything. Pause.
And it's like, this isn't like a job we have while we go to college. This is like, we like feed ourselves with. So I just think that...
Wow. Okay.
I just think that you should think about it. It's just like really, really intense thing to do, to ask someone who's super in debt and someone who didn't even go to college.
Okay, Rose.
To like give up on their jobs to like defend you. It just makes me feel like you don't really get it.
Avery just stands there.
And I mean, I'm really sorry that Paul is blaming you. That's really fucked up.
Avery takes off his glasses, polishes them on his shirt, and puts them back on again. He puts his hands on his hips. He seems to be waiting for something. Finally.
What did he say about the projector?
He's getting rid of it. He's going digital.
So maybe you wouldn't have wanted to stay? I mean, maybe you would have wanted to quit anyway. I remember you saying that.
Avery looks at Sam for a long time, then nods. Then he slowly walks up the aisle toward the door, then he stops.
Hey, Sam,
Sam looks at him.
you want me to do Ezekiel 25:17?
Huh?
You want me to do Ezekiel 25:17 for Rose?
Maybe. I'm not sure if now is the right
Ezekiel
time to...
25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of the darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. I've been saying that shit for years. And if you ever heard it, it meant your ass. I never really questioned what it meant. I thought it was just some cold-blooded shit to say to a motherfucker before you popped a cap in his ass. But I say some shit this morning that made me think twice. I saw it. Now I'm thinking, it could mean you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could be you're the righteous man, and I'm the shepherd. You're the weak, and I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
He's looking at Sam. Sam looks like he might cry. After a silence.
That was awesome.
Avery leaves. Blackout. Scene 6. The theater is dark and empty. The film projector is on. We hear it whirring. It flashes green, then white, then it goes off. We see Rose and Sam enter the projection booth and turn on the lights. They are wearing new uniforms. They are talking and moving around, and the little lit up window. They seem to be getting along. Maybe at one point Rose laughs a bit and hits Sam in the arm. The theater is dark. Then we watch Sam and Rose slowly and methodically dismantle the film projector. They remove the reels, and then piece by piece they remove the film projector from the window and put it on the floor of the projection booth. This might take a little while. Then we watch them install the new digital projector. It doesn't take very long. They turn it on for a second and try it out. It emits a glowing square of white light, and then begins to project images. It is on for a while, projecting images we can't see. Sam and Rose leave the booth. Then the projector goes to green, then white, then darkness. The lights in the movie theater flicker on, and after about 5 seconds, scene 7. The door at the back of the movie theater is thrown open. Sam peeks his head in, looks around, then closes the door. A second later, it opens again, and Sam drags in a large trash can that he uses to keep the door propped open. Then he exits again, re-enters carrying a large push broom and dustpan. Skylar follows him. carrying a broom and dustpan of his own.
So this is the walkthrough.
Cool.
Pretty easy.
Sam goes over to his side of the aisle and starts sweeping. Skylar goes over to the other side of the aisle and starts sweeping. He's a good sweeper. He accidentally kicks a plastic Coke bottle and sends it rolling down the aisle. He chases after it, picks it up, and runs it back to the trash can next to the door. He's speedy. He sweeps faster than Sam. Sam watches him impressed.
Have you worked at a movie theater before?
Yeah, at Cinema World in Leominster.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. So you're used to the oversized polo shirt.
Uh-huh.
They clean in silence for a while.
Did Paul or someone go over the soda machines with you?
Yeah, Paul did. I think I got it.
Cool. Did he talk to you about how to clean the butter dispenser? I do Windex, and then I use the almond hand soap in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. At my old job, we just Windexed it, then rinsed it off.
Yeah. I would try the almond hand soap, too.
Okay, cool.
They keep cleaning.
What else? For some reason, people don't see the garbage can underneath the island. The butter and straws island. It's like constructed badly. It didn't used to. Anyway, people think there's no garbage, so they leave all their straw wrappers and stuff on the island. So I try to, swing by there a few times before the movie starts and brush all the wrappers and popcorn kernels in and whatever in the trash.
Okay.
There used to be 3 of us working at a time, including projectionist, but now it's just 2. One of us goes up and presses play when it's time for the movie to start. It's pretty easy.
Cool.
So if you're working at the same time as Rose, you should probably let her do it.
Okay.
Rose used to splice together the previews.
Wow.
Yeah.
They sweep for a while. About 20 seconds of sweeping pass. Skylar finishes sweeping before Sam. He waits patiently in front of the first row. He looks out at the movie screen. After a while, he walks up to the movie screen at the lip of the stage and then reaches out and lightly touches the movie screen. Sam notices immediately.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
No, just why did you do that?
I don't know. Sorry. I just I've always had this urge to I always just kind of want to touch it. Don't you?
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
Skylar waits for Sam to finish sweeping. Sam finishes somewhat hurriedly. They head up the aisle. They dump the dustpans in the trash can. They exit. The door slams shut behind them. Blackout. Scene 8. Avery in street clothes is standing in the middle of the aisle, waiting. The door to the theater is propped open. Sam, also in street clothes, is up in the projection booth, moving around.
Are you sure he's not here?
Sam doesn't hear him. He leaves the booth, and a few seconds later, he comes down in the hallway with a strange-looking piece of metal equipment. He heaves it on the floor.
Are you sure he isn't going to come in all of a sudden?
Yeah, he's away for the weekend. Trust me.
Sam disappears again. A few seconds later, we see him in the booth moving around. He leaves and then comes down with another piece of equipment. He puts it down in the hallway next to the first piece.
He's not going to notice it's gone?
He tried to sell it on eBay and nobody wanted it, so he told me to donate it as scrap metal. I've been saving it for you.
Sam disappears again. Avery waits. He looks at the movie screen for a little while. Then Avery walks in the hallway and picks up the first piece of equipment and leaves. A few seconds later, Sam comes down with another piece of equipment. It's becoming clear that he's bringing down pieces of the disassembled film projector. He looks around for Avery, confused. A few seconds later, Avery returns.
Where'd you go?
My dad is waiting out front in his car.
Oh, okay.
Sam disappears again. Avery picks up two pieces and disappears again. Sam comes down to the last piece of the projector. A few seconds later, Avery returns, wiping his hands in his pants.
This is it.
Okay, cool.
They stand there for a second.
Oh, wait.
Sam runs back up to the projector. We see him grab two octagonal tins. He comes back down with them.
Some of Steve's old reels. He took most of the good ones, but there are a couple left.
Oh, okay.
Sam puts each one down on the floor, reading its label aloud while he does this.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Rugrats in Paris.
He runs back up to the booth and comes down with two more tins, heaving them down on the ground.
Star Trek Insurrection, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's actually a pretty good find. You want them? We were just going to throw these out too.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
He picks up two of them and leaves the theater. He returns 30 seconds later. He picks up the last two containers, holds them, one in each. They are heavy.
So what are you going to do with the projector?
I don't know. Start some kind of underground basement cinema movement? I'm sort of serious.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Maybe when I go back to Clark in the fall, I'll form a 35mm film society. I don't know. Own my own theater someday.
Awesome. Look,
Another pause. Maybe Avery has to put down a tin because it's too heavy.
I'm sorry, Avery.
No, I mean, whatever. It was good for me. I had some kind of stupid idea that we were friends, and then...
Oh, God.
Let me finish. And then it became like very clear that everything that's like ever happened to me has disappointed me. The world keeps so clearly I'm like putting too much faith in stuff. I mean, I think the truth is that you can't trust anybody.
That's not true.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. Not like everyone is untrustworthy or something. Just like, don't expect anything. Don't expect things to turn out well in the end.
I don't know if I agree with that worldview.
Look, realizing that has helped me. It's actually made me feel okay for the first time in a while. I let go of... I'm not saying I want to be friends with you or anything. I don't. And we were never really friends in the first place. I let Rose show me how to use the projector. Every man for himself,
Jesus, Avery.
I think that's the way it goes. And the truth is, one day I'll come back to visit Massachusetts and you'll still be here sweeping up popcorn, working for some bigot from Nashua. And I'll be living in Paris or something. So, thanks for thinking of me and for saving the projector and the film.
Avery bends down and picks up the last tin.
Do you remember the end of the movie Manhattan? Woody Allen realizes he's still in love with Mariel Hemingway, and he runs down the street and finds her in her doorway, and she's getting ready to go to London, and she's brushing her hair, and he's like, "Stay here with me," or whatever, and she's like, "No, I'm leaving," and he's like, "But what's gonna happen?" And she's like, "You gotta have a little faith in people," and the music swells up.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the opposite of that ending.
Avery turns to go and starts walking up the aisle toward the door.
Look, Avery, just before you go, I know my life might seem kind of depressing to you, and, you know, in a lot of ways it is. But there's some good stuff in it. Maybe I never told you about it, but there's some really good stuff in my life. Sometimes the people you fall in love with you back. Sometimes they don't. But sometimes they do. And it's awesome. And I feel like once that happens to you.
Okay. Thanks for the advice, Sam.
Avery walks toward the door. As he walks out,
Macaulay Culkin to Michael Caine.
Avery stops and shakes his head no.
Macaulay Culkin to Michael Caine.
See you, Sam.
Avery walks out the door. It closes behind him. Sam stands in the aisle of the movie theater, his hands stuffed into his pockets of his pants. He stares at the door, waiting. A very long amount of time passes, maybe a minute and a half. Sam stands there patiently. Suddenly, Avery comes back through the door, unsmiling.
Macaulay Culkin to Mandy Moore and saved.
Sam bursts into a grin.
Mandy Moore to Robin Williams and License to Wed. Robin Williams to Jude Law in AI.
Robin Williams was in...
I think it was uncredited. He was like the voice of the computer robot guy, trust me.
Okay.
Jude Law to Michael Caine and Sleuth.
They look at each other. Avery is still unsmiling.
Easy.
And with that, Avery leaves. Sam sits down on one of the seats, smiling to himself. One of the orchestral themes from Jules and Jim, Vacances by George De La Rue starts playing, underscoring Sam's movements. He puts his feet up on the seat in front of him and looks at the ceiling of the movie theater for a while. He gets up, still smiling, and walks up the aisle. Right before he enters, he flicks off the lights. The theater is plunged into darkness. The sound of the door closing, the music swells, blackout, end of play.
Yay!
Yay!
Great job, everybody.
Yay!
That plays
Uh,
long,
Yeah.
I remember.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's a
It's
long
good.
play.
So as is always with our Zoom readings, we like to promote a charity to donate to. And as with yesterday, chose House of Pentacles, which is a film training program and production house designed to launch Black trans youth ages 18 to 35 into the film industry and tell stories woven at the intersection of being Black and trans. We have a simple mission to train the next generation of Black trans storytellers and filmmakers to leverage our brand to get Black trans filmmakers paid projects in their communities and to pay Black trans trainees to work on hot projects that further the stories of Black trans people. Yeah, I think it's very fitting for this play for us to go donate. I think that was terrific. This seems terrific. Make sure that you come to the discussion on Monday. We'll start the discussion at 7:30, but we start getting together around 7 o'clock so we can catch up. Andy hosts it. He asks great questions. I wonder how many questions he's going to ask about movies. Movies. Sure, it will be a lot.
Several.
Yeah, please come to that if you've got friends who want to come to that, who like to be, have opinions or just like to listen to other people's opinions.
Friends
Send them
with
this
opinion.
PDF, tell them to read it, and they can come discuss. We also started putting the questions in the chat, so you don't have to be vocal on Zoom. You can just sort of answer things in a typing fashion, which I think is pretty great because we're working from multiple sides. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I don't really have anything else. Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
please come to the discussions. They're one of my favorite parts of every week. So yes, please come. Please tell all your friends about the book club, and we're very excited to have all of you here.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm going to
thank
press
you.
stop recording. And